Good afternoon. I'm going to work on the jelly plate here in a few minutes, but first I thought I'd show you some of the things that I had recently got. I ordered off of Etsy 2 watercolors from Hydra Colors, and everything arrived she shipped it really quickly. Um, it arrived really fast. It actually came Saturday instead of Monday, which is what I thought. I was just teasing Eileen that it came wrapped in a little gift wrap package, but the box was wrapped in like a plasticky wrap so it wouldn't get damaged in the water. I ordered 2 half pans, and she sent a little swatch card. So I got Deja Vu, which is a mica pigment that's kind of a green, teal, and a pink gold. I wanted a rose gold, but they didn't have it in stock. So I got those two. I haven't done anything with them yet. They're all wrapped really cute. And then she sent me a really neat dot card, which I have used some of the samples on the dot card. And there was a little plastic fish bottle, which I think is just a little water bottle for when you're traveling with watercolors. You can fit it in your pan. Tay liked the little ribbon on it. And a little coupon. So I'm assuming that I need to keep this because maybe there's some kind of raffle. So we'll keep that. Again, it's Hydra Colors, and she's on Instagram, and she's on Etsy. Hydra, Hydra Colors, the European spelling of colors. So she has some really pretty colors. Set that aside because I don't want to open those right now and lose them. Well, actually, we might be able to, because what I'm hoping I can do is, it's magnetic. I think I can put the pan in the middle here because I don't keep little travel brushes. So let's get the pink one and see how they fit. They could go in the shimmer pan also because they are. I'm going to order more from her, I believe. She has it labeled. And there's I bought it with a magnet on the bottom. Oh yeah, that fits perfect. That fits perfect in there. Let's go ahead and get that wet, and we'll swatch it. It's got some really pretty shimmer. Let's watch that. I need to label my tins on the side so I can find them now that they have a home. In my new cart, I will tell you, Ange, I got the one from Target, and it is hard to put together. The one at Michael's is just like the one I got from Sam's. So my next one might be from Michael's. Same price. I know the one at IKEA is less expensive, but the shipping is not, and the IKEA is super far from me. Alright, so let's put that green in there. Get rid of those little wrappers. And Now that one shows up on the black pretty well. There's the green. Use that to brayer probably. And I got a set of gel pens, which I've been using on the doodles that I've been doing, and I got a set of metallic pens. And the only thing I'll say is, if you're going to try to do really precision with them, you might want the fine tip, not the brush tip. And when I pushed on one of these, it went down in the, but I just pulled it back out. But if you want really fine details, you want the fine tip. And so I might even end up ordering the fine tip for what I'm doing. But I've been using those on the little, so I did get red, so I'm ready to do a couple more. Got a couple seahorses ready, and just some more florally type things. So I have a whole bag, some jellyfish ready, some starfish. So I thought I would work on some backgrounds with the jelly plate. Thought I'd try this on the jelly plate too. I think I'm going to have to back the camera out because it's just a little, just one step. Yeah, button. I couldn't even get the second shelf in one corner to go in. I tried different screws. No matter what I did, it's secure and it's not going to fall apart. It also has little handles that go up. So if you're wanting it to put under something, it's slightly higher because of the handles, but you can grab the handles to move it. And I ordered it online and picked it up. Alright, so I thought I'd try some of the pulls with the magazine stuff that I've been seeing people do, and they start out with some paint and then they use the magazine. But I want to try it a little differently. I'm also going to do some napkins. I forgot I had this canvas. Maybe that would be a good thing for the, I don't know. But I have a bunch of magazine pictures. But I also thought I'd do it with some clear gel as opposed to just the paint. So I'm going to just pick one to do. And I understand you want kind of thin paint. And most of them have been using dark paint. So I'm going to do a thin layer of dark paint, just black. And just for grands, I'm going to add just a little bit of PBO blue black. Roll that out. I don't know if that's quite enough. Add just a little bit of Americana black. I've just watched a video on this, and some people have had good results, some people have not. I know that the first layer was a thin layer of paint. And our little friend here. On. Now I need good contact. And I'm gonna just use a gift card. Make sure that the wrinkles or the bubbles might get a blurred image because of that. I have a little bit of an image, but I don't know if you can really tell what it is. Her suit came out, not the words so much. I don't know if that's even worth printing. Let's try it. Let's try just with a creamy color. And if nothing else, it'll be the beginning of a gel print. There may be more there than I thought. Okay, like I said, we'll do a cleanup. Just some coffee weight paper. It is beating up on me. Alright, I'm going to let that sit for a minute. And on the next one, let's try some text. That's just black and white. Shows more when you print it button. Well, yeah, you know it's a girl, but there's no facial features. I mean, it's not bad. I don't know how I'll use it. Maybe if I came in and painted or did colored pencil and put a girl in, it might be cool. Alright, so let's try. This is PBO blue green. And this is from like a children's encyclopedia. I'm gonna put it sideways. Joan, the package is here. It's scheduled. They tried to deliver it Tuesday. They're idiots. And they insist that there has to be a signature, I guess. I don't know. She says she tried to deliver it, which is a lie, because she's not on camera, the postal lady. And she didn't leave the little slip, but using the tracking number, I scheduled it for redelivery Saturday, but they didn't bring it. So I rescheduled the delivery for Monday. If they do not bring it Monday, I'll go after school one day next week to the post office and try to. I have till the 25th. I don't see anything on the plate. I see really pretty PBO on the paper. All it did was turn that paper. Well, we'll add something to that paper later. This book may not have, the ink may not be right. So let's go back to magazine. Let's try some of the clear gel. If we're going to try something. Jean did this a long time ago, like 3 years ago. I didn't rewatch her video. I watched Shannon Green's video. Okay, this is high gloss gel medium. Probably way more than I need. Okay. Let's try. I'm going to try this advertisement for Tahiti. I'm going to let it sit there for a minute because it's kind of wet. Yeah, that's what I think, is it doesn't have the right kind of ink. Yeah, I've seen it before, Jeannie, and I know that sometimes they use black. I've seen them, but I know that this is not a new technique either. And Jean did it. Jean did it years ago, but she did not use black ink. Shannon Green on her video used black paint. That I know. I just watched Shannon Green's video. But like I said, Jean did this on the jelly plate about 3 years ago. And I'm trying to remember what she put down. She may not have put anything down. She may have just put the magazine on the jelly plate and let the ink transfer itself. But I thought I'd try something different to see how it works. I don't have anything invested in any of this. It's just paper. Well, I don't think it did anything. So, That's a wash. Since we've got, I'm going to spray some of my dilution since I've got gel medium on there. And just pull a cleanup print here in a minute. You just put the gel medium on the page. Like I said, I am just playing. May just get down to regular gel print here in a minute. So those of you watching on YouTube, you do not need to email me. I'm just experimenting. And I expect some failure. I'm by no means the expert on this technique. Okay. It is a wet mess. And I'm going to put a stencil on there. And I'm going to add this to a dry napkin that has magicals on it. Just to get something different on the napkin. Let's take that off. Put paper on. Put this on the paper. Clean that stencil off just a little bit. It's a pretty start to that. Alright, I'm gonna clean off some of that ink. Clean the brayer off just a little bit. Alright, we'll try a different one. Try another girl. And we'll try the black. Just the black. Well, I know Jeannie has been working on it. Blonde woman standing. Alright, let's put her on there. She may be crooked. Because the paper is definitely crooked. And let's get a turquoise paint to pick her up with, maybe. There's something there. Okay. Turquoise and some buttermilk. See. Maybe too much paint. Alright, this is the last one I'm going to do. Now I'm just going to go back to regular jelly printing. Well, she turned out okay. She has a blotch of cream right there. Would have been better without that, but you really can't see the features. So, definitely takes some practice. Not sure I have a whole lot of use for those backgrounds. Alright, I want to print on some of these napkins that we put magicals on to use. So let's get, I have a turquoise, get rid of that, white, black, I'm trying to think of, I want some metallics is what I want. Let's try the Dinah Wakely Gilt. Ooh, that smells. Alright. Just grab this circle one again real quick. Just to test it out. Like I said, these are the napkins that I have magicals on. And you can jelly print on a napkin and then it goes translucent when you use it if you use the white part. But I thought this might be some good backgrounds. Alright, and then let's take this off and let's put that gold on there with the pink. Let me do gold again. That's pretty. It would have been a good crusty print if I'd let it dry and then put something else in the background. But what I may do is stamp on it, possibly. with some black ink. There are still gold circles on that. So let's do a layer of turquoise. Actually, let's do a, layer of turquoise. I was going to do a layer of black. Usually when I do crusty bits, I start with black. For your first layer, you want a stencil that's open, that has bigger spaces. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one again. And I'm just going to put this on a Magicals napkin because turquoise dots on top of turquoise are just fine. And I want to remove all the paint that I can in these layers. So I'm going to go ahead and go over it a couple times. Okay, so that's pretty. You've got a little bit of the turquoise, a little bit of the gold, and then you have that lime green. I'll take that stencil off. And then we'll pick, I think I'll do black next. And I'll let that dry. Let me turn on my little fan that's up here. And let that dry real quick. I'll catch up with chat. It was just wet right there in the middle. Alright. I'll turn that off. We'll put a little black on there. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some black through a stencil because I want the brocade. To show up. If it had been a mask, then I would have done it more like normal. And then we'll do a cleanup print and pull this. Not all the black will show. Okay, let that dry there just a minute. There's just a couple places where it's wet. Get a piece of paper. The damask stencil is prima. I got it at Hobby Lobby on sale. It doesn't have a name on it. beyond that. But I got it on sale at Hobby Lobby. It's a Primo. Alright. Oh, that was not good. Tay-Tay, stop. Alright, and I'm just going to use white for the cleanup. Well, I thought I was going to use white. Let's see. I have another white over here. Let me get it. That white needs to be replaced or refilled. Alright, and when you do a cleanup print, you want to get that paper on there pretty quick because you do not want the paint to start drying on the plate. You want it, well, at my house anyways. And I let it sit a little longer because I want to make sure that I get everything off. Because what you're doing is the wet paint is sticking to the dry layers. You don't want it too thick though, because if it's too thick, then you'll just end up with your first color, your last color. Now typically when I do it, I do a layer of black, pull it, let it dry in a big open stencil, and then I do another layer. You do not want a translucent color in the middle either. You need to be an opaque. If you have a translucent color at the, it's called Flourish. I'll do a straight up crusty bits pull here in a minute. We'll find a different stencil. Okay, that came out really pretty. The gold has kind of a green, went green where the gold was. Has a grunge effect. It looks like aged wallpaper. Okay. Let me grab my little bucket where the stencils are. And I'll find something quickly. Paula's stencil works really well for crusty bits, which I have. I'd have to use that one. I need a different way to organize my stencils. Oh, here we go. This is the one I want to use. Kind of a brick one that I cut on the silhouette. It's just different squares, and it works real well. So we'll put black. Now the first thing you're going to get when you do this always is a black throwaway. So I'm just going to put black on this napkin. Because with that turquoise, that'll be a nice piece of collage material. Deli paper works good for this first part because you want to get those squares clean. So that's a pretty successful pull. I'm going to get just right here where a couple places I see some black paint. So like I said, that'll end up being something kind of fun to collage with. And then you let this dry. While it's drying, that gives you time to actually find your next set of stencils. And this time you want things that are smaller that are going to fit in that opening. Alright, so I've got enough to cover I like to do sometimes just like more than one stencil. Alright, I think that needs to dry a little bit more, so let me put the fan on it. And we'll use PBO in this next layer. We use the green blue. Okay, and there's a little bit right in here that came off this stencil, which I don't really care about. Okay, so I'm going to brayer on a layer of paint. Now you'll lose some of the black in this layer. I'm going to put a little bit of this turquoise just because it's not opaque enough for a middle layer. Alright, let me turn that fan off. Alright, and then you're going to put an assortment of stencils or one stencil. Now this one you don't want to take off too much of the bottom layer. I'm going to tell you right now, my paint may have been too thin or may have dried. No, I got some off. I'm going to give just a little squirt of water there. And turn the napkin and pick it up again. Just so that adds a little bit more onto that napkin. Take those off. And those patterns are there. And now I'm ready to do the cleanup layer. You need this to be dry. It's only wet because I sprayed it. So it shouldn't take long. Let me find a piece of paper. And I'm going to pick it up with white again. I just like to pick up with white or Titan Buff. And again, you want a thin layer of paint, and you want to work pretty quickly as far as this layer goes and getting your paper on there, because what you're trying to do is get your wet paint to adhere to the paper and the plate. And I wait a little longer before I pull my print. So I lost some of my black, but you can see it here and there in places. But it's a pretty good print. I actually think this will make a pretty good one for a background for what I've been doing for the ocean stuff. Because I like the bubbles. This kind of has a little florally seaweed type effect. That's definitely a keeper. Alright. Let's put, this is blue, black blue. I'm going to put that on. I'll add just a touch of black just to give it some opaque. And these are fleur-de-lis that I cut on the stencil, on the silhouette. And that's just a napkin that I'm going to put it on. I am going to take a clean brayer and use that clean brayer just to get some pressure. This is a thicker stencil material. It's a more traditional stencil material. I use dividers for notebooks, and I like them because they're thin. Like I said, doesn't look like much, but I'm looking for collage bits. Take that off. Let's go ahead and pick that up with a metallic of some kind. A silver, if I can find a silver. This is Reeves Metallic, which I really like. I need to get a new set. Comes in a set of 4. I got mine at Joann's. And used a coupon. So they were $14.99 and I paid like $7.99. Just a piece of paper. I'm going to go with heavier paper though, I think. Well, I can't find it. Ended up being copy weight. Oh well. Thank you, Ella. It's from that book that I've been using to get an idea and started that series that Xandra showed. Stars, spirals, branches, fans, something like that. I don't have the book right here. Okay. This is not exciting to most of you, but I love that just dark gray grunge metallic. And you can just see that subtle tone on tone. Okay. Let's try up PBO red blue, which is really a bright pink. It's almost gone. I don't use it very often. It lasted me longer than the other colors because it is very bright. And let's add Tay is driving me nuts. Let's add that. And the circles again, maybe. I'm thinking we can add it to this. And again, I'm going to use the sprayer to get better contact here. Okay, again, I like this would make a good piece in collage, like. And since I'm going to cut it up, I don't care that the patterns don't match. Let's pick this up with a copper color. Now, a lot of people can get ghost prints. Not me. Not at my house. When my plate was new, when I used Golden Open acrylics, I can get ghost prints, but okay. Too much paint. You can see some of the print, some of the stencil work, but I actually like the paper for collage. Alright, there's still some stuff on there. Let's just do a white pickup. And this time I did keep it really thin. Paper. And that's pretty too. It cleaned up the plate pretty well. There's just a little bit in some corners that didn't get picked up. And you've got the PBO and a little bit of that copper. It'll make a good pastel collage. Okay. Got a couple more of the napkins to do that have the jelly print stuff on them. Magicals, I mean. Let's do copper on one. And I'm going to add dioxine purple. If I can find it. To this. There it is. I'm going to add just a little dioxine purple to the copper. When you get kind of a rose gold. I'm going to go ahead and go with the florets again. Yeah, the weather's been nicer, and then it gets horrible. This weekend it went down to 30. In the 30s. 80, and then it's 30. I have a show the 28. Okay, you probably can't see that on the camera, but that is a pretty color. It'll probably show up on the next. What I'm going to do is just let that dry, and we'll pick it up with white, and I think you'll see it better. Not sure picking it up on. I should have probably just done a white napkin. Just use the white paint and do a pickup. Layer. It'll be mostly that rose gold. Well, it's on there crooked. I can't land those papers on there straight to save my life. Went a little more mauve than I would have liked, but it's still pretty. And I don't print this color enough, so sometimes when I'm looking for something that's that soft pastel, okay. Let's do, first of all, I'm going to clean up this little bit right here. I don't really want that pink. Let's put silver. With just a little bit of black. Kind of a gunmetal color. If anybody wants a Siamese, I have one that is driving me nuts. Alright, now I'm just going to put this on white napkin. She must have laundry. that she's trying to tell me about, that she's hunted down some kind of laundry. Okay, and the white will go clear on a collage. Let's let that dry. And let's pick it up with gold green PBO. Switch sprayers. I don't have any gouache. I don't know why, I just don't. Yeah, there's 2 other cats here. They don't like her, they just ignore her. Okay, the silver went the gunmetal-y color, toned down the bright green and kind of went to a more an olive. That's a good piece. That'll work in a collage. Not like I need lots of green collage, because green and teal, I have plenty of collage. While we have that out and on the brayer though, let's put that there, and we'll put this other green blue. We'll do kind of an ombre. I have black paint over here. And we'll use Jean's map that she sent me. It's a map stencil. And we'll take this other green. This may not, it just may be tone on tone. It may be too close to the same color, but we'll see. It may just give it some pattern. My paint was pretty thin dry. Yeah, it just put some tone on tone. Just gave some pattern to that piece. Oh, this is going to be one of the best ones of the day, because that dried up paint that came off the stencil. That's why you don't wash your stencils, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be black or copper. Let's use cream to pick it up. Actually, I think I want to take a little bit of no, stencil's too small. We'll just do cream to pick it up. I was going to put some red and copper in there. too much paint. Get rid of some of that. On a cleanup, I kind of like to see the pattern of the stencil. That's how thin I like my layer. Alright, let me go real quick. I'll be right back. What is your problem? Don't be on TV. Stop that. Alright, maybe that'll stop because I took away everything she dragged out from the bathroom. The clothes I had on yesterday, one piece at a time, a towel. And that like got everything off the plate. It's a little tone on tone. It's real faint, but you can see the pattern up close. And it looks like it was kind of a copper and some dark teal. Let's, I don't know if I want to leave it like it is or add a layer of the darker PBO teal. That paint is hiding. Oh, it's right here. Do we want to add a little bit more? Let's just do it for grins. Because you can never have too much turquoise paper. Okay. These are all over stencil though. Do the letters. A little bit of this. Actually, I think I want to do a napkin first. No, you have to do this first. And I may have waited so long, it may only pick up here and there, which is fine. Oh, that's pretty. I should have left it alone because I had a drawer full of this. But I didn't. Okay. Then let's add a layer of copper and red. And I've got my new red. This red is Cambion Red Deep by Liquitex. and it beats all other brands in its price range. I like to mix the red with the copper. Let's put this stencil on and go with just a white napkin. And I can probably get another print off of that. So I'm going to go with this one. And that napkin's got a tear in it, but I tear these up and use them in collage, so it's really not going to matter to me. That one's actually kind of pretty. I wasn't sure how I'd like that color combination. Okay. I'm going to hit it one more time with napkin and a brayer. Let's see if there's anything left to pick up. It's real faint. Okay, let's pick this up. Okay, let's let that dry. Put some of these paints away. I never did use this. Oh well. Save that for another day. Or maybe we'll stamp on the napkin with it here in a minute. I want that to be dry before I pull it clean up. And I'm going to use the buttermilk to pull it. Yeah, Dot. At least you got home and everybody's safe. No. Let me turn the fan on real quick. And put the fan on that real fast. It won't take long in this. Hi, Jan. And this will probably be my last pull, except for I gotta use this. We'll use this in a pull. I've got one more napkin. And we'll see that stamp, if we can do something with that stamp. And I want yellow for cleanup. I need to get more of this Naples yellow. That is my favorite, one of my favorite colors now. Thank you, Shauna. Sent it to me. And it's one of my absolute favorites. Alright, we're going to use buttermilk to pick this up. Turn the fan off. Well, the fan up there works. I just need to move it down a little closer to me. Alright, so Jeannie, if you're still watching, see how I can see that pattern? That's what tells me I have a thin coat of paint and get my paper on there pretty darn quick. Give it some time because I want it to pick up that other paint and adhere to the paper. I don't know if it's going to pick it up. Pick some of it up. It's a good print, but it left some cream down. It's a good print. But this is still good here too. So, wide openings. Let's do a layer of turquoise. I need to find something interesting that I want to put in it. I might go back with the letters because it takes up a lot of room. Okay, let's put the Dinah Wakely turquoise on there. Might need a little bit more of that. But this will be my middle layer. Essentially. Okay, I'm going to lay the letters down. And yeah, just go with the circles because it works. Right, I'm going to take and pick up that with a tissue. It's already got some magicals on it. And that doesn't show a whole lot of distinction, but when I put it on a canvas or a piece and the white goes away, then it'll show up better. Okay, let's take that off. Okay, now we need a darker color for the pickup. So let's use that darker turquoise, maybe. Or let's try this. That has to be dry. Let's try the Naples yellow. It's going to be more tone on tone. Hi, Jean. Hi, Lori. So this is just about gone. That on there. Let it sit. May have been too much yellow. Let it sit for a few more minutes and try to dry. Okay, picked up the turquoise, but it is not picking up that cream. So let's try one more time. I'm afraid if I use, let's use a turquoise. I'm afraid if I use a black. Actually, you know what? Let's use that red. Let's use that red. I think I used too much last time. Not my favorite turquoise. It's a little pale for me, but Gibson goes and jumps at the door to get out when he wants out, Dot. And Fanny just uses her lucky paw to knock. And you cannot ignore her if she wants in. It's coming. Let's sit there for just a few more minutes. Put some of these other paints away. Got stencils on the floor everywhere. Now, that is pretty grunge. It's got some of the pale turquoise, some of the coppery color, some of the dark turquoise. That would make a start to a good background page. All right, let's let me stop the recording. Well, actually, I'll move this and I'll show you what we printed first, and then we'll stop the recording. All right, so we have the grunge page we just did, the yellow and aqua, which I do like. It'll be good like in a bunny. Magicals plus some turquoise on a napkin. Copper and some pastels and some red. Again, I like that one. Napkin. Got the silver over here and some red over here. And remember, the white will disappear. All right. Some red with the green. Red with copper, and the white would disappear. The one I ruined, I should have left alone. It's fine. I just got a lot of paper just like that. This one's kind of tone on tone. It's Magicals and Jean's Map in PBO. This one was the lime green PBO with silver. And I like it. It's got kind of a grungy. Copper and a little doxing purple. Didn't mix great, but it makes a pretty almost rose gold when you mix it. And then there's that on the napkin with the magicals. Not sure I love it with those colors, but I do love that combination of the dioxine purple and the copper. Kind of a grungy pink. This got that PBO red blue with some copper. Can't see the pattern a whole lot, but it'll make a good piece of collage paper or background start. Gold, the PBO red blue, a lot of white. This one may need to get a spray of dilutions or a wash of a magical color to take the white out. Silver on kind of a gunmetal black. That same gunmetal black on a turquoise napkin. Black, turquoise, and cream. Crusty bits pull. Just some cleanup on some napkin with that darker color. Black. All these napkins that have magicals have mica powders that shimmer too, that you probably can't see on camera. Gold, turquoise, some black. Flourish. Stencil by Prima. Bubbles on a napkin in turquoise. Bubbles in gold on a napkin. The magazine pulls that I tried with the black, not super excited about it. Definitely something you need to practice more. Pink on a napkin. This was dilution sprayed on the jelly plate, and I do kind of like that. Alright, let's put the stencils that all fell back on the tray. Let me stop the recording.